Bird flu, swine flu.
I had the swine flu.
Word?
Yeah, I had that. 4th grade. That was the most disgusting medicine in my life. Never again.
Ebola.
Ebola, yeah.
You had H1N1. That was the cure to disease. That was the cure to the swine flu, huh?
I don't even
H1N1.
know. I don't know.
I don't know, but my point is
all I know is that I'm alive today.
There's been a lot of diseases, but I feel like this one is different
I feel like this one is different because it's the basic like sickness symptoms. Like they can say like runny nose,
and then you just pass out.
Cough. And you can it's like, oh, touch this, you might can get it,
Right.
And they don't really know. I feel like they don't really know what it is, I mean,
they
haven't found a way.
I think they're downplaying it, to be honest.
I feel like they really know. Because, they don't want to release too much out there. Like, they scare nobody.
I'll say this.
But the fact that they canceled Chinese New Year. Because...
Yeah, and that's a big cultural
That's what I'm saying. So if you're willing to cancel, like, big events like this and shut down, like, terminals because you don't want people, like, coming in
it must be
and
serious.
leaving out, it got to be something more to than, oh, it's just like a cold. But, 213 people dead from a cold?
And here's
no cold.
Here's my thing: if you were building 2,000 bed hospitals, keep in mind, China is probably the biggest.
It is the biggest population on this planet.
So if you have all of that, so I'm saying, right? You would think you would have hospitals already in place. So with a pretty big, what's the word?
High occupancy.
Yeah, high occupancy. You would think that. So if you're building 2 new hospitals, what does that tell you about where you think this is going to go? Because I guarantee you, like, they know more in China than they are telling us, like, in the outside world.
Definitely. I mean, the CDC knows more than we know.
Yeah, and if it's that, like, populated, you're not going to be able to, like...
Contain
and count up how many exact people were in Wuhan and how many people actually left.
Why are they evacuating people? I'm not trying to be an ass. I mean, I'm not... Look...
I don't know why.
Keep it in your country, bro. Keep it over there.
No, I
think they're evacuating people out of that town so they can probably like.
I think they're taking foreign people out. I think they're leaving like indigenous people there, but like United States people. I think the countries, other people want them back home so they can deal with it here.
And
but I'm saying,
to pinpoint like who's infected and who's not infected, and probably like
is that not irresponsible?
But I see what you're saying though. Like, what's the point of making like this? Why risk it traveling? You know what I mean?
Because you are traveling.
When they contaminate a whole town or something like that, I feel like that's what it is.
But at the same time, you gotta remember the United States has better technology probably, and we probably just have more resources to deal with it.
But I'm saying,
but
not in China.
Let's think about it. Like,
China's pretty advanced. China has nukes too.
Yeah, China.
True, but also we're more developed than China. Think about it. China probably only has like there's cities, like a couple cities that are developed, and then a bunch of rural areas.
But we buy a lot of our stuff to buy our industry from them.
Not that many rural areas. We're pretty much developed.
We've bought most of our industry from them though. Like as far as what we build our stuff with.
But that's like, but you know what I'm saying? It's like that's their specific points in China, like the big cities. Right. But outside of those big cities, like Wuhan and like I wouldn't say Hong Kong, they're not really part of China. But compared to the United States, we're all developed. Like the country as a whole isn't developed. There's still people living how they lived centuries ago. You understand? So it's like a difference. So maybe that's why they're transporting people to go to the UK, to go to the United States. And maybe that's why they're building 2 hospitals out of nowhere.
It makes sense in that regard.
They don't have the infrastructure to deal with it.
Like when things like this happen, I'm like upset about it. But then again, I'm like, there is like too many people already.
Bro, I didn't want to say it.
I don't want to feel bad saying like I'm not saying like, oh my gosh, people
it's natural
need to
selection,
die.
Antasia.
Yeah, but I'm not saying people need to die. But I'm just like, there is already enough people. Like we've already been overpopulated. I'm not saying like God forbid, like I just be the one to get to die. But in my head, I just think like
in that case, I need to take 2 steps away from you right now. But I feel you. I mean, maybe like kind of like that argument when people say maybe this is why Australia is on fire and we keep having crazy hurricanes in the United States because the world is like trying to reset itself because humans are just a plague to the environment.
That is a fact.
But also we gotta remember that illnesses and viruses don't just pop up. Like it's possibly man-made. That's all I'm gonna say.
To be honest, or like, things that are like just
FBI don't come after me, but this is man-made.
Things like are melting and glaciers and. Things
that have been frozen.
But you know what? Yeah,
years.
it's true because things that have been frozen in glaciers are now in the
or
water.
Just like cracked open from the ground, like that.
Yeah,
come up. Like you
that's
never
very
know.
true.
Because like I feel like there's endless things that you can think about where it came from, but I don't think anybody would ever know.
Who knows?
And I mean, and just in terms of information, the people who would have it, they aren't exactly the people who we would expect to be forthcoming with such information.
Right.
Like And that's just because, it's a whole different continent.
Yeah,
So I mean,
it's not like we're the best of friends with China either.
I know.
Yeah.
Especially with
we were working towards it.
Like, I mean, it is very close to like a Cold War level of tension.
Man, why does Donald Trump gotta be president when we got a crisis like this? Like,
Man,
I'm sorry, but he's incompetent.
He is, but
hey guys, let's just be hopeful and thankful that he's president and that they didn't impeach him just yet, and Pence is president.
Yeah,
that's true.
No,
because
but Pence is he's like a silent Trump.
He is.
But 10 times worse.
And he's worse.
That's what I'm saying. So
one thing about Trump is he will tell you what he's doing. If he's fucking some shit, pardon me.
It's uncensored.
I know, but still, it's certain words we don't want to just blurt out there.
This isn't world news. This is 771
certain words we don't want to blurt out. We're trying to keep it PG for the kids. But look,
it's not a kids show. Your children should not listen to this.
Pence wouldn't tell us a thing. Trump lets us know everything.
Every move he got to make, he'll tweet us and tell us.
He's on the toilet right now. That's what he'd be like.
And Pence will just. We'd be going to war, and he wouldn't tell us.
He would we wouldn't be any other wiser.
We find out like 2 weeks later. Oh yeah, Pence signed, they signed off on it. Y'all.
I know.
Like, bro, it'd be ball
Trump
game.
would at least hinted at it. Like
now,
y'all.
Granted, it is only a couple months until the election, so I feel like if anything were to happen with that, it wouldn't be enough time for anyone to mess up anything that momentously to where it would cause long-lasting damage. I would hope. But at the same time, the thought of it terrifies me.
Yeah.
Speaking of the election,
who
are y'all shooting for?
I haven't been keeping track too much lately, but at first I was a big Warren fan.
Right.
And I think I still am.
I'm not.
To be honest.
I'm not.
I haven't followed enough since the end of last year, so I have to get back on it to see what she's been talking about. But at first I was. Only because of her environmental policy. She was on it.
She was
had
on
a big
it.
plan.
But I think she may be too much change too soon type thing. You know what I mean? I feel like that'd be super radical for certain people, and I think that makes people uncomfortable. I was for Bernie for a little bit, and now I'm kind of questioning because he said some weird stuff about reparations. I was watching a video, and he was kind of dismissing reparations and saying that reparations need to be for more than just black people. And I don't agree with that because no other, and I'm going to say it straight up, no sugarcoating, no other race has undergone the same brutality that black people have gone through.
I'll agree, but
so
that's
for but for him to be like, reparations for Hispanic communities too and all that. I mean, I understand why.
We have it. Give it to him.
But at the same time, don't try to put it in the same section, if you know what I mean.
Category.
I get what you're saying,
the same category because it's not the same. Now,
if we get it though, I don't really care if they get it too though.
I mean, but I would say, not to sound selfish, but I say we deserve more. You understand? Don't put our struggle on the same level is what I'm saying, because what we've gone through historically is much greater than what Hispanic people have gone through.
I feel like we've all gone through our own share of things. Yeah. But ours is hey, we went through hundreds of years with this.
And this is more, and this is prehistory, back when they overtook Egypt, and they you know what I mean? This is before we came to America. We've been being treated horribly. So it's don't compare it at all. And this is from your local history major, Charles Borgeon.
I'll agree.
Similar,
but I agree with what you say. They get it too. Oh well. But but the way he said it, it's he was trying to put it on the same level. I still feel the burn. Don't get me wrong. I like Bernie. Yeah, I like Elizabeth. I mean, I don't know who I choose between the two of them. I think Elizabeth may be too much for the conservatives. But I like her.
She's hardball with it.
She's straight up facts.
I'm going to throw out a name that y'all probably weren't.
Andrew Yang.
I am Andrew Yang.
I like Andrew Yang too.
So here's what I'll say about that.
A lot of him.
As far as right, I mean, I'm seeing him a lot.
Andrew Yang, your people text me too much. I'm getting annoyed.
As far as environmental policy, I feel like all three of those candidates, Warren, Sanders, and Yang, all have policies I feel would be fairly realistic and helpful. So I mean, I wouldn't vote against one of them for not having a good environmental policy. I'll say that. Just as far as policy and what I feel like we have to gain and not lose, all of those people are saying things I can agree with. I like Yang's.
You put me on to Yang, actually. Right, and I like Yang.
Yang has some really good ideas.
And I was in the old office. You put me on to Yang.
Hey, next door. Look, it's what I always say about Yang that's different between him and other politicians. When he is asked a question, he doesn't like go and give you a different side story or something. He gives you a direct, fact-based numbers. Here's what happened in this year.
I like that about him. He's very business-minded.
Like he is,
and not Donald Trump business-minded, but he's an actual
he's not an entrepreneur.
Not the whole Donald Trump story. Oh, he's a business-minded dude. He should be president. But this dude's an actual business-minded dude, not a reality TV star.
He's just a guy. Like he seems like a nice guy.
And the way he reasons things is like, I would like him to be president too. But I just don't know between. I can't choose, but let's be real. We all know that, what's his name? Joe Biden will end up getting the Democratic nomination. Yeah. Let's be real. He's going to end up getting the nomination. And if I got to vote for him, I guess I got to vote for him.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to vote for a Republican because the country needs a Democratic president right now for the sake of the environment, for the sake of the world.
And that is not because all Republicans are bad, but everyone who is representing the party right now are horrible. I'll say that.
I mean, look, if the environment isn't a part of your campaign and if the environmental issue isn't a policy you're thinking of, I can't vote for you at all. I can't even look at you in the eye because the environment is more important than anything right now. Without the environment, none of these other issues matter because you'll all be dead.
This is what...
And I don't think a lot of them realize that, like, this campaign means way more than, like, I know the economy is always going to matter, but environmental-wise, like, these next 4 years,
I'm saying,
we're on the cusp right now. We've already been messing up for,
the economy and money, that's a man-made thing. That's a construct I can, like, take down any day. But the environment, I can touch a tree. You know what I mean? I can't touch those numbers I'll be counting.
If we can't drink this water, then, I mean,
that's a problem.
Really gonna
Exactly. Florida and New Orleans are going to be here, y'all.
So, in conclusion, I will say this.
In
conclusion, I'll say this. I don't think that Yang is going to win the nomination. If he does, I will vote for him. Me personally. I think it's definitely because right now, as it stands, it is Joe Biden first, Bernie Sanders second, and then Elizabeth Warren third, followed by Andrew Yang as far as the polling. So,
you know what we got to talk about?
What's up?
How the Democratic Party, let's make it clear. I'm not a Democrat nor am I a Republican. I'm ultra super Republican. No. Independent. I almost slipped up. Ultra super independent Rastafarian. Don't like politics at all. So I'll say that the Democratic Party should be ashamed of itself. We went from an entire stage of women, brown people, all the way down to a bunch of white folk. And Andrew Yang, who didn't make one of the debates. So just a bunch of white folk. Like, that has a lot to say about the mindset of people. Because we had Kamala Harris, who was a black woman. We had 3 other women or 2 other women running as well. Mm. You had a gay guy. Like, all these different people. Buttigieg, yeah. And now you're just down to straight white people.
One thing about politics is, and I'm not saying...
Like, how much longer will Elizabeth Warren be in the race? Because they're trying to go for an old white man is what it sounds like to me.
I'll say this. Which is one thing about politics is, like, that I found out, you will only have heroes in the game for so long. Like the people who are actually quality good people are not going to make it to the, like, early months of that election year. It just aren't. So, like, I'm not saying, like, any white people are destined to be bad or black people are destined to be good. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that just the good people in general, the people who actually have, like, ideas and concerns for the things that matter, the people like you and me,
I see that.
They are not going to make it. But... Yeah, like, they aren't going to make it to the months that really matter. It's always going to be the guys who know people, who have connections, who have experience, and who has a wide base out there, like, among
I agree. It's not always about race, but I think it just speaks to the country, like, to how we always end up going back to white people.
Because
like after Obama, I think they said that's too much color for us.
Like, a lot of people just don't know what really goes into politics. It's like you're basing it on what you know from growing up.
Exactly.
That's why I truly cannot call myself a Democrat, because I haven't done enough research to even call myself a Democrat. I can't be the typical black person that's just growing up, oh, I'm a Democrat because I'm black.
Because you think for yourself, Antasia. Congratulations.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't just go out there.
Let's clap it up for Antasia for the one time. You know what I mean? Clap it up. Because it's true. People don't think for themselves anymore.
Yeah, and just the ignorance. That's why I feel like Trump was elected, because of the ignorance, you know, like the country.
Oh, I'm not going to vote because he's not going to win anyway.
Like, and just like, oh my gosh, you know, like the people that haven't been to school, like, no offense, grew up on farms and just in those random areas.
In the rural areas.
The ignorance, like, oh my gosh, it's a white man, he's talking about, I'm going to ban these people, we going to do this, I'm going to vote for him.
And that's something they get behind. That's something that they can, because I think what we have to understand is people vote for their culture. I feel like
literally, and if you grew up in a house where you just see like the typical white man like being up there
with Confederate flags up in your fireplace, it's only a certain amount of culture.
Talking about Confederate, I had a job this winter break where they had an American flag and a noose hanging from it.
Oh baby, when I was driving through Mississippi,
Cali?
I didn't know that was their flag in Mississippi.